Hi, my name is Jacob Walker and this is Jacob's Barbershop. So I just opened the barbershop on August 1st and it's definitely been sort of definitely a process. And so it actually all stems from my dad's idea of opening a shop up here in Ashford, Washington. There has never been an official barbershop in the Ashford area. So what we call, the Upper Nisqually Valley. So in the valley, right? A lot of the locals refer to it as the valley. So there's never, to my knowledge anyways, asking different locals, people who have lived up here their entire lives, there's never been a barbershop up here. There's been a few people that have, cut out of their homes or, kind of appointment only scenarios. But even though it's still my house where I cut out of, there's never been, an actual storefront, just walk-ins. Everybody can just come in and get a haircut. So that's never actually happened before. The community here, a lot of it kind of structures around Mount Rainier National Park. So even my shop, I'm just literally just a few miles. We're talking maybe 3-4 miles from the park entrance. And so a lot of the community, again, has ties to the mountain. I've had nothing but positive response from the community, which of course, makes me feel good, right? Because I'm a new business owner, you're the new guy in town, and so it feels really good that the community has really been like, oh, this is great, we're excited you're here, right? Everybody who comes to the door is always excited that I'm here. It's been nothing but positive things from all the people coming in so far. I very much come from the school of thought that this is my craft, right? This is what I do. At the end of the day, it's not rocket science here, we're just cutting hair, but it's something that I enjoy, it's something that I'm passionate about, and it's something that I'm always looking to improve, right? I consider it my craft. So for me, I definitely do kind of more of the old school techniques, not only in techniques of how to cut hair, but I make sure, and do a little straight razor neck shave, right? I do, a little mini massage at the end like they used to do in the 40s and the 50s. Even the smells, right? A lot of kind of more old time smells. And so I think a lot of places, the barbering industry definitely kind of took a dive there, and kind of more like the kind of the 90s at least. It definitely took a dive as a whole because of salons. Salons came in and suddenly a lot of the guys were just starting to go to salons. For whatever reasons, everybody was going to salons, and salons tend to have more of a cookie cutter feel. Most of the salons, not all, right, but a lot of them are big chains. And so as soon as you have a chain, you have this sort of corporate feel and this sort of in and out, which for a lot of people work. But there are a lot of, especially men specifically, who they don't go and treat themselves to get their nails done, or they don't go, a lot of guys are not going to like a bunch of massages or maybe other things that women would do. But a lot of times, it's just a little something extra, like they'll come in and I've had guys come in here are super excited. I've had quite a few men and they'll be like, so you do straight razor shaves like on the face? I'm like, yeah, I can do it, no problem. I've had one guy, he came in, he was like, boom, let's do it right now. Like he didn't even care about his hair at that point. He just wanted to shave. And everybody tells me, man, you just advertise that you do shaves and you'll have people coming in here. Even last night, a guy came in and he just wanted like a simple high and tight, gave it to him, gave him kind of, again, that kind of little experience. And when he left, that's the word he used. He's like, wow, this was a great experience. And he said, I'll be back. He's a guy who lives in Idaho and he only comes out here just for like recreational purposes. And he's telling me, hey, do you have a business card? I'll be back. So for me, it's exciting because the people that do come in here, so far not only have I never once had anybody get upset and be like, oh no, I don't like this haircut, but so far I've never had anybody who pretty much didn't verbalize, I'll be back. So to me, that's exciting. And then I think also even just for the people, I think people can tell when you care, right? Even, your hand, right? You're touching their head. Like there's a lot of feeling and a lot of, energy that can go through touch. And so when you're touching that head, if you are passionate and excited about what you're doing, that will go through to the person. So I think it's definitely important to sort of build those relationships, because it is, a lot of places nowadays are sort of this just cookie cutter, in and out, you're just a number. And so absolutely, I feel like, especially for me, like I am in a rural area. I'm the only barbershop. That's great for business because technically I don't really have any other competition, right, in my general area. But at the same time, I never take anybody for granted that comes into my door. In fact, I make it a point to always, unless I'm physically cutting someone else's hair, I make it a point to go to the door and I go outside. I'm already outside to shake their hand and my dog's running up to say hi because I do want to develop that relationship. I do want to be like, I care about you, I care about your hair, and I'm here to serve you. You want them to feel good. Not only do I do care, like I care about my craft, I care about the people walking in my door, and at the same time, I'm a business. So it's like if you don't have like, okay, I'm here to serve you, right? I'm a service-based business. I'm here to cut hair, and that's a service, that's not a product. So I better be pretty happy, and I better be pretty enthusiastic, and I better want to do it. And if you don't, then people pick up on that. And then at that point, right, if you treat them like a number, they'll go somewhere else, right? Like I'm not the cheapest shop around. I charge just a little bit more than the next nearest shop down the road. But so far, no one's ever been like, oh, why do you charge that much? Or, why this or that, right? Or there's some guys that come in here and I've had a few guys where they just want a buzz. They can give themselves a buzz at home, but guess what? They came to my shop, right? And part of that is community, right? I'm a small business owner, so of course it's important to me to then support them, right? And it gives a sense of community, and you're no longer just a number. There's an actual relationship that's happening. I'm in a rural area, so is word of mouth extremely important? Absolutely. I'm also in an area where at least, a solid, 6 months out of the year, there's a lot of vacation people. So it's important that even though maybe a lot of the locals may not really be online, a lot of these vacation people are online. So absolutely, in my mind, I always think, okay, every single day, not only do I cut hair, because that's what I do, but if I'm not cutting hair, okay, what am I doing to move the business forward? So am I moving the business forward, whether physically, improving my location, or digitally, right, online, improving? So I'm definitely always thinking, and even if it's just an inch at a time, I want to always be slowly inching forward to have that presence and definitely get the word out there. I'm fortunate to be in Washington State, where it is legal for you to have a shop dog. So it is my personal dog. The dog pretty much goes with me everywhere I go anyway, so of course he's in the shop. So I think the dog just, again, adds just a little bit more of that personal touch, right? It's not just a number, right? My dog is super happy, and literally not only am I greeting the person, but my dog likes to greet the person. He'll run up and say hi to people. So again, I think a lot of it does come back to that sort of relationship status, having that presence in the community. And it's just, even as a marketing tool, I've had people who literally will send me a message afterwards, right? They came for the first time, they met me, they got their hair cut, and then they message back like, oh, we really liked Ozzy, thanks for the great cut or whatever. Usually popular amongst kids, right? A lot of the kids, like the dog, of course. But I have, I'm definitely a dog person. I've had a good number of people will come up, or repeat clients will come back to the door. The dog runs up to say hi, and they'll go, oh, they're saying, oh, hi, doggy, what a good dog. And it's kind of the joke, because they'll look up at me and they go, oh yeah, hi, and then they'll go back to petting the dog. So yeah, the dog just adds a little sort of, a little extra vibe. Again, like, I'm passionate about hair, and I like dogs too. So again, I think it just sort of spills over into helping people remember your shop. As a business, it definitely, the knowledge out there rings true that it's like you have to wear multiple hats, right? You have to be, I can't remember the book, but they referred to it as an operator, right? When I'm cutting hair, I have that operator hat on. You also have to have that business cap that does, okay, how else am I gonna build the clientele? What other kind of marketing should I be doing? At the same time, you could almost say I have the hat as a sort of almost like a landlord, right? Even though it's my property, I still have to be maintaining that property. There's nobody else that's gonna do that for me, right? So there's a lot of these little hats that as a small business owner, you kind of have to do it all. And I think that's definitely challenging because it's easy to get locked in on maybe like, well, I'll just do this. It's like, well, what about all these other things? Because at the end of the day, you know, you hear the numbers, I don't know the stats, but there's a big number of small businesses that fail, right? I mean, I think it's pretty high, the turnover rate for small businesses. So as a new business owner, I guess I don't want to let off the gas, right? I don't just want to sit back and sort of hope it all works out. I definitely just want to be proactive. And again, even if it's just that little inch at a time, right? As long as I'm always kind of moving forward, I think that's a really big lesson, just the reality. Because you can like listen to the audiobooks and you can, you know, read the blogs online or whatever, and that's all good to do. Absolutely, I think you should do it. But it just, when it comes down to the nitty gritty, honestly, I think it's pretty hard. And I absolutely think that it's important to have some sort of, you know, maybe not a team behind you, but certainly, right, like marketing people to help you or designers to help you, people to do video work or website work or whatever. It's like, I think there's very few business owners that can do everything. If you can, great. But, you know, for me as a small business owner, you have to wear those different hats and really just don't neglect all the pieces of the pie.